Hello everybody. Welcome back to more GBO2. We've got a fun one today. I have the egg pool? I don't like the way that sounds actually. I have the Kapool dressed as an egg because I am continuing my Easter themed stuff and you can't stop me. This will be interesting. This is a match I got on the in the trenches. Now I'm blanking on the actual name of the match. The map. Probably just like trench. Anyways, I got a match in the trenches. The trenches are really cool. I don't see the trench map show up a lot, unfortunately. It's a really neat one. It's a really neat one because I feel like this one provides both great opportunity for ranged gameplay as well as close combat, so long as you can manage to... So, obviously it's a very big map. This is one of the bigger maps in the game, which means you've got good vantage points. Or I guess that itself is not what gives you good vantage points. What gives you good vantage points for sniping is there are hills on either side of the map, which give you a good, like, overlay of everything. But those trenches do still provide decent cover for any sort of sniping units. It makes it really interesting. If you play your cards right, you can absolutely use the trenches to get close to enemy positions, and then those trenches are, of course, very tight corridors that are great for moving in and causing chaos, but it gives you good vantage points to snipe from, too. So, yeah, it can be a little bit tricky. You gotta kind of figure out what exactly you're trying to do with it. In this case, I pick a melee-heavy thing, and they have some really good fire support. And that makes it really hard to survive half the time. So this is going to be a really interesting one. As you can see right now, we're falling behind now, but we were at a pretty decently even pace. Not so much anymore, and I am kind of trying to figure out how to get up to the enemies without being sniped to death by everyone. Because, as you can see, I already took some shots from enemies off in the distance. I'm going to squat right here, though, and grab B, so that we have some forward command points, because right now we don't have anything. Right now, all we've got is the base. That's where I, of course, spawned from. We really need to get some forward positions so that we can get people into those front lines that much quicker instead of having to be stuck being bombarded to even get into firing range of everything. You can see we have an enemy that just ran right past me. I feel like I probably should have turned to fight him. I think I figured... I must have noticed that. I must have figured since we have allies right there, they would deal with him. I got a great angle there on an enemy raid, and he was taken out by an ally, so that downswing ended up being a waste of time, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I'm glad the kill was got. I'm going to try and move in on the enemy support here. I'm getting little shots. I'm trying to stay undercover right here because I don't want to get ripped apart. His tackle, though, put him right where I need him to be to just finish him off with a melee hit, so that actually wasn't ideal on his part. I'm going to chase an enemy shooting at me with head Vulcans, though, and not do any good. Now, I disagree with that tackle. I really disagree with that tackle, actually. He wasn't even tackling when I swung. I am bothered by that. That annoys me quite a lot. I don't think that should have happened. Now, that's probably a latency problems, I would assume, but it's still frustrating to have to deal with that sometimes. Anyways, we're going to spawn in here, get some airstrikes going. Hopefully we can, at the very least, disrupt enemy movements to give us room to do something. Because you can see they're all bunched up in that trench line around that hill. They're actually playing really smart here. They have two support types that are camping on that hill. Oh no, now I don't remember what the big guy's called. Oh no, now I don't remember what that big guy's called. But the big guy is sitting on the top of the hill, laying down constant, essentially, artillery fire, and then you've got the lighter units that are just harassing that trench line, keeping the enemies from really moving up. It's actually a fantastic setup to really keep heavy damage and protect their supports. I'm going to come in here, though, and get a base bomb going, because if you look at the scores up top, they're not good. They are really not good, and we're having a hard time actually pushing up on the enemies, so I'm going to try my best to try and level that playing field with a bomb, because if I can get this base bomb off, that's, how much, I think, I don't remember how much a base bomb, I want to say it's like 6k, I want to say, I'm probably wrong about that, but, base bombs do net a really decent amount of points, So I'm trying to get that off, level that playing field a little bit, and hopefully my allies will be able to then. Well, hopefully we as a team, not just my allies. Hopefully we as a team will be able to keep that momentum going once we can gain that score. You can see we are scoring some more stuff now, but we're still at a significant disadvantage. And with the time left, too, that's a big push that we're going to have to do. I say that, but yeah, you just saw we just caught up a decent bit, actually, there. The base bomb is definitely going to go off now. It takes, I believe it takes 10 seconds to defuse a bomb. So once you got that 10 seconds on the clock there, you can just leave. I probably actually could have... No, not probably. Nobody showed up to stop me, so I definitely could have left sooner. But I didn't want... I really wanted that bomb to go off, because as you can see, that bomb going off put us in the lead now. So as long as we can manage to either hold our score or eke out a little bit more without suffering too many losses, which is why I'm dropping back here, because I've noticed I'm way too extended. But unfortunately, I'm a little bit too extended at this point. My allies are right behind me, but there's still a good bit. Now, I think that tackle should have gone off. I think he stabbed at me, and for some reason I still didn't manage to get the tackle. I'm not sure what's up with that, and I'm quite frustrated. But thankfully, allies were here to prevent him from completely destroying me. I got a melee hit, which is fun, but we are going to... Well, I was attempting to do some damage on him, but the enemy Methus just kept me held down, which, I mean, is good for him, that's his job, but, it's frustrating. So we've once again lost the score. We've lost the advantage a little bit. I'm pretty sure the rest of my team are... Well, I'm going to wait till the health bars show up, actually. Oh, I'm glad I waited. I was about to say, I think the rest of my team is still doing all right, but they're clearly not. They're all gone. Oh, so we lost that lead pretty quickly, actually. We can still take it back, so long as we group together, move in force. Man, we got to get past that. Just... Their supports are doing a lot of work. You can see the shells being lobbed. To be fair, their raids are doing a lot of work, too. Like I was saying before, they're keeping these trenches locked down, keeping us from really advancing effectively while the supports do a lot of damage. I was able to halt his advance there, thankfully, but I took way too much damage in the process. I'm very close to dropping, which is not ideal. I'm trying to get up on top of that ridge. We had that little bit of debris that I could walk up. I was out of boost, so I couldn't jump up, but I wanted to just get into a better position instead of moving right up that trench line that was clearly being held down. But, you know, everyone turned their attention away from me, so thankfully, since he was focusing on an ally, I was able to get that charged beam shot in. I'm really happy about that. I don't get that beam shot off. Maybe that's not completely true. I've gotten a decent bit of it out. But we're together now, actually advancing up, so that was fantastic. Gave us the little bit of extra push we needed to actually bring that score back up. So, and I'm telling everybody to fall back here because we're still really close to, to that score difference. If they come in full force and push in, which they couldn't come back in full force, come to think of it, due to the fact that we just took out a good chunk of them. But even if they were just able to spawn a couple of their guys and push us, especially, like, I know I was really hurt, a couple of our other guys were really hurt, yeah, they could have easily pushed that score back around in their favor. So I told everybody just to back off, basically play defensively, because we only had a couple seconds left on the board anyway. It's not worth pushing really hard in that case, when we already have the score secured, and the enemy team is getting ready to spawn back in, but there's only a couple seconds left on the board. That is one of the best opportunities to pull back, create a defensive line that is far enough away that even if they push up to us, it's going to be more tricky for them to actually net kills. Yeah, that would have been fantastic tactic. But time ended. We still had the score. We did okay. So that was a really interesting one. I really love the way that ended. I'm glad that base bomb gave us that push. That is a rare example. Maybe not that rare, but it is an example of base bomb actually being really beneficial. You don't see a whole ton of them just because they take one of your guys out of the fight, and they take a long time to set up, which results a lot of times in you just playing at a disadvantage for limited benefit. So glad that one paid off the way it did. But that will do it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.